medications, or order tests. The information contained is provided as an educational service. This program is not a replacement for the relationship you have with your healthcare provider. If you have concerns about your health, please contact your healthcare provider's office immediately.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative, holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Did you know that studies reveal that 86% of your health and well-being is totally dependent upon your lifestyle, diet, environment, exercise, relaxation, rest, and stress management? And did you know that medical care and genetics account for only 14% of your health and well-being? This means that you are 86% in control of your health through living a healthy lifestyle and building a healthy environment. Dr. Richardson and the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine specialize in reversing disease, preventing disease, and saving lives. Our full-service health clinic offers complete diagnostic evaluations and medical care, lifestyle nutritional counseling, detox programs, immune enhancement, permanent weight loss programs, IV chelation therapy, and alternative treatments for most all diseases and conditions.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
Hi, I'm Dr. William Richardson, and I'm inspired and honored and truly welcome you to this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call, where the second and fourth Wednesday of every month from 6 to 7 p.m., we will take in-depth, stimulating looks at the major health issues facing our community today. My friends, the mission of this health talk show, Dr. Richardson on Call, is to reverse and prevent disease as well as save lives. On this show, we request, we encourage, and we really demand your participation. Call us and ask your important questions and give your valuable commentaries when we open up the phone lines. Again, I'm your host, Dr. William Richardson, a board-certified medical doctor with over 25 years of experience. My role on this show is to facilitate our listeners in the how and why of making intelligent health choices in quality medical care, disease reversal and prevention, nutrition, diet and supplements, cleansing and detoxification, immune system enhancement, and many other lifestyle and environmental factors. Also, as always, I'm joined in the studio by my brother John Richardson, who is the writer, researcher, and executive producer for this show, to whom I owe many thanks. Thank you, Brother John.
And thank you, Dr. Richardson, and welcome out there again in Radioland. And I'm also honored and inspired to be here this evening to assist Dr. Richardson in expounding benefits of preventive medicine, healthy diet, nutrition, and lifestyles. And I hope you have heard on our previous shows where we've discussed in detail cancer and are clearly aware of the fact that 1 out of 2 will get cancer by the age of 75 come year 2000, which isn't far away, and that the cure rate for cancer in the United States is a dismal 7% by conventional methods of chemo, radiation, and surgery. Well, we invite you to join us next time on Wednesday, October 15th at 6 p.m., where we are going to discuss cancer therapeutics being used around the world. These are complementary, alternative, and adjunctive cancer therapies that are focusing on cleansing and detoxification, immune system enhancement and augmentation, improving liver function, maximizing nutrition, advanced mind-body emotional techniques. We will discuss in detail ozone therapy, hydrogen peroxide, and by the way, ozone therapy is illegal in America, but being used in European countries as a significant oxidative therapy. We'll also discuss carnivora, which is an injectable herbal preparation made from the Venus flytrap plant, discovered by and being used by a Dr. Keller in Germany, that dramatically raises the immune system, of patients fighting cancer and other diseases. We will discuss Gerson therapy, which has yielded documented cases of curing cancer, which entails 13 glasses of juices, fresh juices per day, coffee enemas, organic food, raw food, liver regeneration, etc., and so on. We will discuss many, many other things, including thymus injections, removing toxic heavy metal load, melatonin, DHEA therapies, and many other things. Yes, folks, this show will tell you what people around the world are doing to fight cancer, and most importantly, how best preventive and alternative medical doctors here in America are treating cancer from a holistic perspective. So please join us on 10/15/97, that's October 15th, that Wednesday at 6 p.m., where we'll discuss cancer therapeutics from a worldwide holistic perspective. And note, this is a schedule change because we originally had Stress Busters. So we want to thank you for that. Now, we just want to say that we're going to urge you to open up your hearts and minds this evening to perhaps the most important show to date. Please call your friends and family and neighbors and let them know Dr. Richardson will now discuss in detail the most common illness known to plague all of us in modern times, the number one medical problem in America. Please listen closely.
Now, we're going to move quickly into our topic for today, and that is solving digestive problems. Let me make a moment to tell you that digestive disorders are the number one medical complaint in America today. Yes, virtually all Americans have digestive disorders of some sort, including gas, bloating, heartburn, gastric reflux, where the acid from the stomach backflows up into the esophagus, resulting in burning, nausea, acid stomach, constipation, which is the number one digestive problem. 80% of Americans are constipated, diarrhea, cramps, parasites, and yes, candida, so-called food allergies, and obesity. And then many times a very serious indirect connection exists between digestive disorders being a fundamental root cause of fatigue, insomnia, nervousness, moodiness, irritabilities, and nutritional deficiencies. Finally, we also have more chronic digestive disorders such as ulcers, gastritis, duodenitis, gastroesophageal reflux disease, irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease such as Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, diverticulitis, and ultimately cancer, which can occur anywhere along the gastrointestinal tract, and even heart disease has a direct connection. The fact is that almost all Americans experience universal indigestion as being normal, expected, and unavoidable. It's almost as if here in America we have been put under a mass hypnotism where experiencing digestive disorders is a custom, a tradition, a part of our culture, and therefore it must be good, accepted, and somehow ordained by God. Ordinary, you know. I'm here to tell you that mankind has never in all of history adopted and continued a more harmful custom than accepting digestive disorders as the norm. Yes, my friends, of course digestive disorders are another multi-billion-dollar industry in America. Just walk into your local drugstore or grocery store, and what do you see? Antacids, anti-gas, antispasmodics, antibacterials, anti-inflammatories, antidiarrheals, and many other multitude of assorted suppress the symptom drug therapies, not to mention the myriad of medical tests, procedures, and surgeries that are costing me and you billions and billions and billions of dollars each year. Please, I encourage us to wake up, America, and simply notice how we are being manipulated by the thousands and thousands and thousands, literally, of irrational TV, radio, billboard, mail order, and print media advertisements urging us to eat this junk food, eat that junk food, all the time, anytime, eat as much as possible, eat any time of day or night. And then I want us also to notice the more irrational advertisements telling us what drugs to buy this that will best suppress the symptoms caused by the eat mentality propagated by the advertisements aforementioned. And, you know, I was just walking out of the ball game today, and what were they handing out but free Pepto-Bismols to the crowd, saying you never know when you'll need it. I thought that was very apropos, at least. Let's really take time to think about this phenomenon of poor eating habits having a direct relationship to common digestive disorders. as well as poor eating habits being the fundamental forerunner to many more serious and debilitating illnesses. Originally, in more ancient times in Aboriginal societies, the main purpose of eating was balance, with more focus on supplying our bodies, mind, and emotions and spirit with the nutrition needed to be fully functional, vibrant, mentally capable, and emotionally poised human beings. Unfortunately, modern-day eating habits are being manipulated and exploited and abused by the media. Think about it. Shortly after birth, we begin developing many destructive subconscious and conscious habits, addictions, hang-ups, associations, and other psycho-emotional peculiarities related to eating. Furthermore, well-meaning but misinformed parents, relatives, friends, and society in general program children to use food as a reward, relief, escape, weapon, protection, crutch, and for replacement to experiencing and living life itself. Yes, unfortunately, my friends, many of us are hopelessly addicted to fast food, junk food, and processed food, which is overly sugared, overly salted, and overly fattened, and full of harmful chemicals and seriously lacking in real nutrition. So now that we have identified and defined the number one medical problem in America as being digestive disorders, let's now move on to consider what solutions we can employ to rise above this American tradition. And we have to look at eating rules in general, and in particular, the number one eating rule to look at is food combining. Food combining is one of the most important things to really look at. Food combining is listed here first and repeated because it is the single biggest problem in digestive disorders. It has to also do with timing of eating. If we would learn and apply food combining rules, it would really probably eliminate 75% of all digestive disorders and their related illnesses, coupled with good food choices. Yes, in America, we must realize that haphazard, unconscious, emotional, addictive eating is making us sick, fatigued, debilitated, and is killing us. Food combining theory holds that food falls into distinctive classes as follows: proteins, starches, fats, non-starchy veggies like broccoli, lettuce, etc., and fruits. Furthermore, our digestive tract specifically handles each class of food by way of enzymes emitted and digestion time required in such a way to most effectively and efficiently break down, absorb, and utilize our food to supply maximum benefit to the body with the least amount of harm. And while it is impossible in this limited time to examine all the important elements of food combining, we should understand that certain food combinations really do cause many, many digestive problems. Remember, our ancient ancestors ate much more simply than we do. Also, we can use nature as a model. Have you ever seen an animal eat a 7 or 9 course meal with a dessert at the end? Answer is no. Animals normally eat one food at a time. Animals eat very simply and normally with very little food combining. That is, combining, let's say if you have a watermelon to eat and a potato to eat, if you eat them together, that's going to give you a problem. It's best to eat the watermelon first and then the potato after. And if you read books on it, you'll understand why. We must realize that our ancient ancestors and so-called primitive man had no such great variety of foods at one meal. They also ate simply. For example, the following are very basic food combining rules. Eat fruits as a fruit meal only. Don't combine it with other food. Because fruit will digest and assimilate in minutes, you should eat it first. Supplying the body with nutritious sugars, vitamins, minerals, enzymes that quickly nourish our body. Eating other foods such as protein, starches, or fats will cause fermentation, souring, bacterial overgrowth, slow digestion, and will impede the cleansing and detoxification effect of fruit, thus erasing the enormous benefits of eating fruit. Eating starches and eating acid fruits such as lemons or oranges and such, and other starches like potatoes in the same meals. It doesn't even sound good, does it? And that's because the acid from the acid fruits will neutralize the digestive enzymes emitted in the mouth, which is needed to digest the starch. Also, eating proteins and starches at a separate meal, because protein digests in an acid environment and starches in an alkaline or neutral environment. For more comprehensive information, I highly recommend that we all read, study, and comprehend, and then read again Food Combining Made Simple by H.M. Shelton. Food Combining Made Easy by H.M. Shelton. This is by far the Bible of food combining. Read this book with understanding and apply the principles of food combining. Experiment for yourself and it will surely change your life for the better. Now, the second biggest problem will be the lack of enzymes and the lack of live food in the diet. We're talking about fresh fruits and vegetables, salads, sprouts, and when necessary, digestive aid enzymes in the form of supplements. Without sufficient enzymes, our food will not digest, will not be properly assimilated or utilized. There is a serious school of thought in preventive medicine that holds that so much cooked food is the single biggest contributor to the modern world's epidemic of chronic degenerative illness. Think about it. We are the only animals on the planet that cooks its food, thereby destroying the natural enzymes specifically designed to assist us in easily digesting food. Ways to get more enzymes into the digestive tract would be eating raw fruits. Eat raw fruits, especially in the morning. Eat large raw salads. Drink fresh-made raw juice, especially green vegetable juices with apple, carrot with apple, especially the Granny Smith apple, the green apple, and the pectin C in the apples is especially helpful in digestion. Papaya is a very special fruit that is tremendously loaded with enzymes. And finally, we do have digestive enzymes that may be purchased in capsules from any good health food store, but we recommend that these only be used as short-term therapeutic programs.
All right, folks, Dr. Richardson's going to continue and continue and continue, and we want you to continue and continue and continue with us and begin to join us right now because it's your turn for participation on this important subject of digestive disorders. We know everyone out there in this audience has experienced this. And so what we'd like you to do is to call us immediately. So get a pencil and a paper out and write down your questions and comments and experiences for Dr. Richardson concerning this subject on digestive disorders. What we'd like you to do is call us on your home phone, your business phone, a cellular phone. How about a car phone? Someone else's phone or even a pay phone. Just be sure to call us and let your voice be heard. Remember, this is your show, and we most enthusiastically encourage your participation. Please give us a call on this subject of digestive disorders. The number is 880-9255, 880-9255. Give us a call right now.
In my medical practice, one of the most highly recommended laboratory tests I administer to my patients is a very special test called the CDSA, which is short for Comprehensive Digestive Stool Analysis. From this test, which takes about 2 weeks to get results done by a special lab in the Americas, we can get a snapshot of the intestinal health or disease of the gastrointestinal function. Yes, this comprehensive digestive stool analysis will get at the fundamental root problems by answering such questions as whether you are digesting or absorbing your protein, carbohydrates, fats, and vegetables. This test will let you know if you have infestation with parasites, candida, yeast overgrowth, etc. Because another serious, often undiagnosed problem is intestinal infections, which would include candida or yeast overgrowth, parasites, harmful bacteria, and pathogenic infestations. See, these invaders can wreak havoc in many Americans, resulting in chronic fatigue, diarrhea, stomach problems, colon dysfunction, food allergies, and eventually even death. This test will also show how well stocked you are with friendly bacteria like acidophilus, as well as the pH, the acid-alkaline balance of your gastrointestinal tract. Answers to these questions tell the skilled physician how to advise the patient as to what steps can be taken to correct its functions or imbalances, such as increasing digestive enzymes with supplements and or live foods like salads, sprouts, fresh fruits, flaxseed oil, etc., taking citrus seed extract, bioseeding, garlic, golden seal, etc., to kill candida, yeast, and other unfriendly invaders in the gastrointestinal tract. What foods, superfoods, and supplements would be well indicated due to nutritional deficiencies based upon the digestive profile given, like cleansing and building herbs and superfoods, acid-alkaline balance, the yin and the yang balance, and what drug therapies may or may not be tolerated or even indicated.
All right, folks, we're going to take calls right now. We need you to call us. Call us on all the different phone mechanisms that we possibly can think of, but whatever you do, just give us a call. The number here, 880-9255, 880-9255. Let's take our first call of the evening. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Please speak up.
my question is addressing meat.
Yeah.
How can we, not just meat, but also eggs, how can we eat these things nutritionally where we get the best value out of them, plus kill everything that's in them that we don't need?
Okay, so meat in general. Well, the meat's already dead, but you were talking about killing the bugs, possible bugs in them.
Yes, sir.
Basically, we want to limit the meat intake, first of all.
Okay.
One of my friends told me a certain group in a certain part of the world, they ate meat maybe 3 times a year, and they had very little problems until they started eating it 3 times a day.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and that was a Zulu tribe in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Basically, you want to make sure your meat is organic, that is grown without pesticides, chemicals. For instance, range-free chicken that you can get at a health food store or the farmer's market, etc. Also, they have organic beef available. And even eggs, all that stuff needs to be organic if you're going to play with it, if you're going to fool with it. And that includes berries, too, for fruit eaters.
Okay.
Meat has to be eaten not all the time. It should not be the main source of protein, in my opinion. Okay?
Okay.
It needs to it needs to be well cooked as directed and all. And remember, it takes a lot of time to digest the meat. So the less often you eat it, the better in a way.
Okay.
Eat a lot of vegetables and salads and cleanse and detoxification after you eat the meat, and that'll assist the liver and the.
For each piece of meat, you need to eat 3 times as many live green vegetables and whatnot.
Okay, with the eggs, with this E. coli thing that's going around these days, what do you do to combat that? Are you recommending that you limit your egg intake as well?
Anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's somewhat controversial. I mean, personally, I'm a vegan. I eat no animal products because I don't like to worry about stuff like that.
That's the easy way out.
Yeah, it is. And since eggs have been associated, if you eat eggs more than 3 times a week versus less than once a week, you have a 3.6 higher chance of getting ovarian cancer and other cancers. And talking about meat, if you eat 1 hamburger per week, you increase your chances of getting cancer very significantly when you are a middle-aged person. So I think you should read up on it a lot. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We're going to go on to our
All right,
next
thank
caller.
you for calling. The number here is 880-9255, 880-9255. We do have a line or two open, so why don't you give us a call right now before the lines completely jam, because we do have some calls. All right, we're going to go to our next call. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Dr. Richardson.
Hello.
I'm glad to catch you. I respect you. I've heard you several times, and I really appreciate the message that you put forth.
Thank you very much.
I'm a culinary artist. I've been trained in a classical, so to speak, European tradition of culinary arts. I've been all over that environment. But one of the things I've been trying to propagate is a new African understanding. So my culinary philosophy is Pan-African. So it has to encompass the holistic environment. I want to know 2 things. First of all, Food Combining Made Simple by H.M. Shelton.
Yes.
Do you know exactly where I can get that book within the next 24 hours? And second of all, do you know of any other organizations that might be existing right now where I can try? My thing is to build a culinary organization that can encompass all of that. It's Pan-African, and then we must always have the holistic aspect to it. So I want to, I've always been interested in the kind of things that you talk about and try to encompass that in my cooking.
Yeah, I think you may want to investigate that. First of all, you can get that in any large health food store, the book.
Within 24 hours.
Within 24 hours. Just call the biggest health food stores and get it. Okay. And I think, it's very interesting what you're talking about. I think that there is a need for a more universal approach to eating, encompassing all different cultures, including Africa, Asia, and what I think you should do is start working on that yourself. But there is a chef Daoud Ujama.
Daoud
Ujama, who wrote Back to Our Roots cookbook.
Could you say that again?
Our Back to Our Roots cookbook.
Okay, I heard of that.
Yeah, so check that out. And then start checking some of the restaurants really trying to do something about that in the community. And then start combining your forces with them. We need to go on right now, though, caller.
And
Okay, thank you.
we encourage you to call our health hotline, which we'll give the number in a minute, to get our newsletter and information that you're asking about.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Okay, well, now it's already time to take a break, but we will be getting to more calls. We're talking about digestive disorders and their solutions. This is Dr. William Richardson on WCLK 91.9 FM. Our number here is 880-9255, 880-9255, and we'll be right back.
Give us a call.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Hi, we're back from the break, and we're Dr. William Richardson from the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine talking about digestive disorders. And our number here is 880-9255, 880-9255. Callers, just hold on for a minute.
All right. We do have a full bank of callers. If you get a busy signal, it's just because the lines are temporarily jammed. We'd also like to say that Hugh Jenkins, which is a well-known naturopath from Chicago, will be here November 7th, and he will be speaking from 7:30 to 9:30, along with Dr. Richardson. And we just invite you to maybe mark that on your calendar so that you can hear this man speak, because he has a lot to say, and he knows herbs up, down, left, and right. And he also first Friday in November, is that what it is? Okay. All right, so we're going to go to the calls now, and we really appreciate your participation previously, presently, and upcoming. The number here is 880-9255, 880-9255. We have a line open, so why don't you give us a call right now? Caller, are you there?
Hello.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thank you for calling this evening.
Yeah, I appreciate you all's program. I've been listening, and I'm just starting my research into changing my diet significantly. Mm-hmm. My biggest concern, if I just eat fruits and vegetables, is the caloric intake. I don't want to drop too much weight. Mm-hmm. And a friend of mine who has already started this, he's been on it, done it for about a year now. Mm-hmm. He has lost a significant amount of weight, and he's also stopped his weightlifting program.
He stopped it?
Yeah.
Why?
He said he just couldn't get enough calories. And he eats raw fruits, raw vegetables only, exclusively. Mm-hmm. He said he may eat a meat, occasionally.
May eat a meat occasionally. Well,
maybe once or twice, a year maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to get a lot of calorie-rich food. One of the best sources would be Aris Latam, Latham.
I'm sorry, say it again, please.
Aris, A-R-I-S, and that's his first name, in Latam, Latham. Okay. I know he's doing a workshop in Cottonwood soon. He is the best live food advocate that I know of. There's other ones like Ann Wigmore, Hippocrates Institute, and all that sort of stuff as far as raw food and as far as keeping a physique and keeping muscle mass, because you have to know what you're doing if you're going to do that.
Right.
You have to be able to get the necessary proteins and calories. If you're not, then you're not doing. I think you have to do a lot of research to do that.
Right.
Because the gorillas, you look at them, they eat all day long, and they eat quite well. Look how big and strong they are, and they're on raw food. The elephants are on raw food. The vegetarian dinosaurs were on raw food.
Uh-huh.
And were you talking about specifically raw food?
Yes.
Okay. And
just raw vegetables.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta sprout beans. You gotta eat soybean sprouts. There's so many things you could do. So
I guess we just have to really do our research.
That's the most important.
Really have to.
Okay, because that was my biggest concern.
Yeah,
and
calories. And that's the same with if you're meat eating. I've met meat eaters who eat really healthy, but they eat organic chicken, not all the time, and deep sea fish that's not polluted. I mean, they really know what they're doing.
Uh-huh.
And you have to also consider eating organic fruits and vegetables for more nutrition, period.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. All right, I appreciate it.
All right,
All
we're going
right.
to move on.
Thank you.
Thank you. The number here, 880-9255, 880-9255. We do have a couple lines open, so it's your opportunity tonight to discuss digestive disorders. We appreciate your patience. Caller, are you there?
Peace and blessings.
All right.
I had a question. I've been doing a little research about this trophology and food combining and whatnot. And one thing that I came across was sometimes they say you should, some of this food is like cold in essence. And they're saying that you should cook your food. I studied with a guy who did some traditional Chinese medicine. And he said salads weren't good for you.
And it depends on the yin-yang balance, plus it depends on what climate you're in.
Right.
If you're
in this temperate environment.
Right. In this temperate environment, it may be better for some people to eat cooked foods. It may be detrimental. You just have to do it in a healthy way if you're going to do it. Now, you can survive on raw foods. I do believe that because there's a lot of heat you can add. First of all, raw food does not have to be cold anyway. It doesn't have to be icebox cold. Number one, it can also have warming herbs in it as well.
I see, like ginger.
Ginger and things like that. I mean, animals who live in the temperate zone don't cook their food either.
And we are animals.
And we are animals. We're the only animal on the planet that cooks food. But I think there is a point to cooking food. There can be a point.
And I just wanted to say, caller, your best experiment and your best determination of that is actually to experiment yourself and see how you feel on the different regimes without being too extreme. Your body will let you know clearly what's working for you and what's not.
And also, there's different ways to cook. Like you can do slow cooking.
Yeah, you can take 3 hours to cook vegetables.
So that you don't lose any nutrients.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, it's almost like just cooking them in the natural sun or something.
That's right.
You go to Hawaii, you're going to eat lots of tropical fruits. When you come back here, you're going to eat more pears and apples because that's what grows locally. And you got to look at that too. So there's no one way to do it. Just be successful with whichever way you choose and research.
All right. Well, enough thanks. Also, could you mention something on fasting?
Yeah. Okay, we'll answer that on the air.
Yeah, we'll answer that.
All right, caller, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, fasting is something that you do every day. That's why you have breakfast to break the fast, number one. That's why you don't want to eat too late at night. That's a very important point. Also, many people eat food before the last meal is digested, which is a great point. Now, fasting can be done periodically, mostly by adults, to cleanse or purify the spirit. It's not a great way to lose weight at all, but it can be done. Now, you can fast off of different things. Like you can fast off of meat. You can fast off of cooked food and eat raw for a weekend. There's a lot of different things. Now, if you're going to fast ultimately on water for every, or let's say juices and things like that, you have to prepare 3 days in a row for every day you're going to fast in a way, or you have to prepare 1 day for every 3 days of fasting. But you have to do that by bowel cleansing and slowly decreasing your diet down to that level and then slowly increasing it. And there are great books on it, and I would encourage you to research it first. And be very careful if you're on certain medicinal drugs and check with your doctor.
And I wanted to say about fasting, animals fast, especially when they're sick, and that's a decent way to get over minor digestive disorders if you skip a meal. Not skip all the meals for days and days, but skip one meal. The digestive disorder that you may be experiencing, that is acid stomach or bacterial, something like that. A lot of times it'll die off because the body will do what it needs to do. But if you put a whole lot of concentrated food back in, it just confuses the issue.
And you'll start vomiting and having diarrhea. Whereas
Anyway.
if you would have drunk a lot of water, then
right.
you would be ahead of the game. And vegetable broth, too, is
That's
very
right.
important.
Vegetable broth and teas,
Mhm.
herbal teas.
Yeah.
All right. So, again, we got a couple lines open here, folks. We appreciate your patience and your participation. So this is a golden opportunity to get involved in this tonight's subject matter of digestive disorders. Won't you please give us a call at 880-9255, 880-9255. I promise we'll get to your call real soon. Let's run to another call. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson.
Hi.
Hello.
I have read this book. I'm sure you've heard of it, Fit for Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was on that program for about 4 months, and I guess I had a lot of success as far as losing weight goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was exercising at the same time. However, I always felt, really, really tired and sluggish.
Mm-hmm.
And I contacted a nutritionist because I was taking a class from my healthcare provider, and she was saying that the stuff that was in that book as far as food combining is concerned was hogwash, that our stomach, has the acids and stuff that it needs to process foods when we put them together like that.
Mm-hmm.
Could you comment on that?
I think that person needs to do more research. Now, if you eat small quantities of food and you eat enough vegetables, there are many people can have a minor breaking of a food combining law and not suffer. Now, if you're very sensitive digestively, then you have to be very careful with food combining. Now, the other issue is that is what type of, like in the tropics, maybe you can eat fruit in the morning with pretty well, especially you're eating raw, really enzyme and let's say nutrient-rich fruits. If you're trying to eat, if you're in the middle of the winter up in Eskimo land or something, you're trying to eat a bunch of raw watermelon and oranges, you may need something else. You see what I'm saying? In the morning. In fact, sometimes I do that, and if I'm rushing, a piece of fruit would be better. If you eat grain first thing in the morning, I know from personal experience, if you eat grain with certain types of, soy milk especially, or any milk, it can give you headaches if you're rushing. It's better to eat fruit because it's more simple to digest. Now, if you've eaten your fruit and you've had a busy morning and your sugar's starting to drop, it's probably wise to go on and eat some type of whole grain at that moment, and frankly break the law of the fit for life in just eating fruit till noon. A lot of people can eat fruit till noon and get over. You have to listen to your body. Exactly. If my body tells me to eat that toasted, sprouted raisin bread with flaxseed oil and a little bit of almond nut butter on it, at that moment in the morning, if I don't eat it, I'm going to be messed up. Okay? I think you really have to listen to your body, and it's going to change.
All right, caller.
Thanks.
Thank you for calling. The number here is 880-9255, 880-9255, and we do have some lines open, so this is a golden opportunity to get involved. But right now, Dr. Richardson is going to delineate a little more knowledge on digestion.
Okay, I'm going to break it down quickly. Callers, hold on. There's other considerations here about digestion. First, allow at least 4 hours between each meal and 4 hours after eating before going to bed, at least 3 hours. When you eat before you go to bed directly, your system stays awake all night digesting food. No wonder one is tired when they get up in the morning. Limit eating when not hungry. Eat after the previous meal is digested. Some individuals have within the digestive tract 3 or more meals in a semi-digested rotten state. Eat in moderation in a pleasant atmosphere only when hungry, and stopping before you're completely full. Never eat when tired, emotionally upset, or after hard mental or physical work. Relax first. After retiring for the night, do not eat or drink heavily, or at least eat only fruit. Bring a tranquil mind to meals. Do not choose the dinner table to bring up subjects that are likely to lead to strong disagreement and argument.
All right, we're going to run to another call, and then Dr. Richardson will continue to go over the techniques. Techniques for digestion.
That's right.
So callers, give us a call at 880-9255, 880-9255. Again, we do have a couple lines open, so this is a golden opportunity to give your experiences, make your comments, and make your questions. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling this evening.
Hello?
You're on the air.
Oh, okay. I eat brown wheat bread and bran flakes for breakfast 5 days a week.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you?
No, I like eating that.
Yeah, yeah. There's all types of people writing books and different things that, like this guy who wrote the Zone Diet, for instance, which has definitely influenced my eating habits, would say that eating cereal and milk in the morning is too much carbohydrate and doesn't have a good balance of protein. And of course, you can break food combining rules dealing with that science. But he would say eating whole fruit is better in a way because it's less sugar producing in the body than grains and milks and stuff like that. I found myself adding extra protein powder, which can cause food combining problems, just to satisfy that need. So I think that you really want to feel. I would suggest that you read the Zone Diet as well, just to get a higher insight in that aspect.
Well, yeah, this is just what I eat for breakfast, Monday through Friday, and I drink a lot of water in the morning. Even before I eat that, I drink almost 32 ounces of water.
It's very important to drink your water, and a lot of times it's good to eat your whole fruit first thing in the morning, and then follow it by some type of whole
it's better
grain.
to eat the fruit than the bread and the flakes and things like that?
It's better to eat water, to do water, exercise, fruit, and then your whole grains or if you want a protein, fix vegetables and scrambled tofu if necessary.
The fruit
but
gives
always eat the fruit first.
Which gives you cleansing and detoxification.
Yeah,
That's
eat
what
the
you
fruit
want.
first.
Yeah.
Well, eat the grain along with breakfast at the same time?
I would eat the grain after I eat the fruit.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
eat the fruit, take a shower, and then eat the grain. Now, I will be eating stuff on the way to work. Just I don't have to combine it. I don't have to rush.
Well, that's when I eat this stuff is when I'm on my way to work, because I drink the water first, and
Right.
then after
Good.
I'm finished the water, I go to work, then I eat.
Right. Right. I mean, personally, for me, it's better for me to eat some whole organic fruit first and then go on to other things later.
Okay.
But, if you're diabetic, you may have to watch it. I mean, there's a lot of things to consider, but get the Zone Diet. It's another aspect.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you, caller. The number here, 880-9255, 880-9255. Again, we do have a couple lines open. We're going to run to another call. Caller, are you there?
Good evening. I have a question about apple cider vinegar. How helpful is that to your digestive system?
That is a good question. There's a lot of books on that, and I am not greatly familiar with it. It does have pectin in it, though, which is excellent for digestion. And I've heard a lot of good things about it as far as hypertension and different things, but I haven't really researched it enough personally to give you a super intelligent answer. But I would go to the health food store and read books on it and slowly experiment with it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. And if any other callers have any comments about it, we'd be glad to hear it.
Yeah, it's the number one vinegar you can use. Really,
Yeah,
that's recommended.
yeah. And
If you're going to use vinegar, you want to use apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, you don't want to use very acidic, clear or white vinegar.
Yeah. All right, caller. Oh, she's gone. All right. All right, the number here is 880-9255, 880-9255. Give us a call. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. I have a question about sugar. I'm trying to avoid the white bleached sugar, and I wanted to know if you had any substitutes you could recommend.
Yeah. There's several substitutes. First of all, you have to be even more careful if you're prone to diabetes or hypoglycemia, especially with any caloric-containing so-called sugar substitutes. But, for me, number one would be stevia, Stevia. That's a herb that's much sweeter than sugar.
Right.
And it doesn't have any caloric value. It's really harmless and actually beneficial to the body. So I would deal with stevia. If you wanted to use some dehydrated cane juice, I would consider that because it's a lot more beneficial than even brown sugar.
Okay.
Because brown sugar is still too concentrated. Honey can be deleterious as well. It can throw your sugar up and down. Brown rice syrup would, to me, be better than honey. Brown rice syrup or barley syrup would be better because they're more complex carbohydrates, especially better than any type of refined sugar, fructose, cane, or otherwise. So just check that out.
Yeah, and if you request on our hotline, we do have an article written on the stevia. In fact, it's in one of our newsletters.
All right, we're back. This is Dr. William Richardson, and we're talking about digestive problems. Callers, please hold on. I want to go through some other very important information. Number one, do not rush your food consumption. The real object in chewing your food is to bring it as close to as possible, liquid as possible before swallowing. Chew your food. Chew your food. And don't inhale your food. The longer you chew your food, the better it tastes, the faster it digests, the better the assimilation. Remember, your stomach has no teeth. Also, never put no more food into your mouth until the previous mouthful has been completely swallowed.
Calls. Caller, are you there?
Yes, hello?
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. I've been having a problem. I've been trying to get into herbal, holistic type health, and then I had to go to a doctor, and he told me that I should stop taking herbs and just take maybe some multiple vitamins and a few E vitamins and C vitamins, because I guess his rationale was that you don't know where these herbs come from and they're not local, and it's just I've also been it's sort of confusing because these guys do study
what do they study, bro?
Well, he's out of the Mayo Clinic, and he said they study herbs and vitamins and all this sort of thing. And
give me a break.
But I mean, but
I mean. I
He's
know.
got a point though, because if you go into a health food store and take a bulk herb, you don't know where it comes from. You just pop it in your mouth, and because it says Golden Cola or.
Okay, let me say this. First of all, traditional cultures knew exactly what herb to take. Didn't need that doctor, me or anybody. They didn't need doctors. Pretty much, they were extremely healthy. They knew exactly what herb to take for the bugs on the cattle, to stop menstrual flow, to start it, to save a kid, to abort it, to stop digestive problems, to deal with headaches, anything. Yeah. They knew it, straight up, period, and it worked. Do you believe that?
Yeah, but those people grew the herbs right where they were. I mean, we live in a city, we live in the urban areas where herbs are flown from all over the country. We got everybody and their brother is in the herb business.
I think it's very important for anyone who's going to use herbs to research it, first of all, and to feel that they are confident enough with their own personal knowledge to go on and try to use a herb.
Yeah.
Certainly, peppermint tea, if it's gotten from a reputable company like Frontier Herbs, and you can get organic peppermint tea, okay, or valerian root, okay, it works. You can combine peppermint and valerian, and that'll ease headaches. Or you can take a pill, from a drug. They want you to be controlled.
Yeah, I understand that.
The medical schools are financed by what?
By the devil.
By drug companies. Okay?
Right, the devil.
And, so this doctor and most doctors are ignorant.
Yeah, because I looked at his physical condition.
Nutrition.
He wasn't in good shape.
They're ignorant of herbs and nutrition, period. 66% of all drugs come from herbs.
And I just wanted to say, like Dr. Richard was saying, if you do your research for yourself, do your experimentation yourself, try things for yourself. If you check into some of these quality herb companies, you'll find they've done research, they've done quality assurance, and the fact is, drugs are causing more problems than the herbs.
Big time.
Yeah.
Because he's got me on this. I've had a slight problem with my prostate. He's got me on these antibiotics that I'm taking for like 12 days. I don't have the bottle here handy, but
right.
But it's it's a pain taking this
hotline so we can send them information on.
Yeah. So
but let me ask you, could I get some information on the hotline as to which companies are reputable to deal with as far as herbs go?
Yeah, I think so. Just ask that on the hotline, and we'll give you some information about that.
Okay, here's this antibiotic. It's called Floxin.
Yeah, I mean, look, I would prescribe antibiotics for severe prostatitis, period. But, I mean, I go further than that, and I will use herbs, and I will, give information on healthy practices otherwise. But if you really need it, when you really need a medication, it's best to take it. If you really don't need it, it's best not to take it. Acute or chronic.
Yeah, exactly. All right, callers, we're going to take another call. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling.
Okay, am I on?
You sure are.
Okay, I've really been enjoying your program. I was listening to you in the car on the way home, and I couldn't wait to get home to make a phone call. I have been very, passionate about nutrition for a number of years, and about 12 years ago during a fast, I had a series of colonics. I think it was about 8 of them. And They were administered by a what do you call the doctors? They're not nutritionists, but that's another doctor.
Usually a colonic therapist.
Yeah, somebody who's trained.
Hello?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it may have been a naturopath.
Whatever it was.
Yeah. But go on. What's the story?
Okay, but what happened is that now I have a pain on my lower right stomach, and I noticed that it's agitated when I don't eat really good. I've gone on another type of fast with herbs, and it almost disappeared. But it's just that I can't eat like that all the time because it's real extreme. I've gone to the doctor. I've had all kind of tests where they fill you up with liquid and take pictures. They can't find anything, and right now it's really bothering me because I don't know what it's going to actually graduate to.
Okay, well, it could be a number of different things. It could even be in the pelvis. You may need other tests. For instance, the comprehensive digestive stool analysis that I mentioned earlier. Or you may even need a pelvic ultrasound. It could be an ovarian cyst.
They checked for a cyst and all of that.
They checked the ultrasound?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think you need to have it further analyzed, perhaps by someone more holistic.
All right. Well, we're going to take another call. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're on WCLK. We're about to go off the air. Could you please make your comment quickly, please?
Well, this is a two-part comment. I'm sorry, I'm the last one. I'm a novice. I was just flipping through the channels and I was listening to the program, and I got interested. I would like to get interested in eating better. I'm 35 years old, and I have a bad eating habit. And I want to know, is there a book or something I can start as a novice or a beginner to change my regimen over from the normal eating habits to one more healthy?
Yeah, I would call our health hotline. We will send you a book. Let's just request it. And also, I would get a Keys to Health booklet and tape that I've produced. You can call our health hotline and actually pick one up at the office. It's called Keys to Health. And it's everything I know about nutrition minus the last few months. Okay.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.